Welcome to IHIP News. Pumps, it's already starting. You have all of the existing flea bags that have stuck with Trump through all of his stuff, all of the felonies, everything. And now you have the new ass kissers, the billionaires rolling in. And so these two forces, the flea bags and the oligarchs, are about to have a head-on collision. And this is just absolutely delicious. I want you to hear Steve Bannon losing his mind about this.
Populist policies, nationalist policies, economic, to bring jobs back, to bring manufacturing jobs back, high value added manufacturing jobs that an individual can have. And if his wife or his significant other is a woman, they can make a conscious decision. Maybe I stay home with the kids and I'm a caregiver and I raise the kids. And we do that like the good old days. You're called on everything to pay your taxes and to have your little bit of pension money or whatever you got used as private equity to venture capital, so these guys can lord it over you, hate on you, try to defeat Trump, and then show up down in Mar-a-Lago with $1 million check. Take your $1 million check and shove it up your ass. Don't want billionaires coming down with $1 million check. Take your $1 million check and shove it up your ass.
Take your $1 million check and shove it up your ass. It sounds to me like somebody's a little intimidated and a little bit jealous. And here's what I want to dive into, the psychology of this. Trump knows the optics of the people surrounding him for quite some time is not the B team, it's not the C team, it's the Z team. One of these is Steve Bannon, who desperately wanted to be wealthy. And so he ran some racket with the fund the border wall, ends up going to prison for it. You know, he's just a complete disaster. And he's intimidated by the real billionaires marching out to the Roach Motel, Mar-a-Lago, to kiss the ring. And it's just going to be interesting to see how this plays out with Trump, because he really wants to be a cool guy. He wants to hang out with billionaires, but these guys kind of had his back all this time. What's your take on this?
My take on this is that the flea bags that have been around forever are going to get iced in favor of money, because everybody knows Donald Trump is transactional and his favor and loyalty is available to the highest bidder. Steve Bannon embezzles money. At least he's getting ready to go to trial for it, allegedly embezzles money. He was in trial under the Trump administration, had to be pardoned. He's gone back for contempt of court. Trump didn't have his back then. So why would he have his back now? I think you're going to see a lot of this class of person that's had his back, but they don't really have any skin in the game. They're going to be taken out by the highest bidder, the oligarchs, because Trump likes money more than he likes anything else.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Trump is a very jealous person.
Yes.
He's a very insecure person. And as these oligarchs, their wealth has just gone, it's completely exploded. Let me read some stuff to you. In 2012, Elon Musk was worth $2 billion. In 2024, he's worth $447 billion. Jeff Bezos in 2012 worth $18 billion. 2024, $249 billion. Mark Zuckerberg, 2012, $44 billion. In 2024, $224 billion. The federal minimum wage that entire time is $7.25, and it's still $7.25. So two things there. Number one, Trump his net worth is something like $6 billion, $4 billion of which is that horrible Truth Social,
right?
Okay, which is precarious at best. And you have Elon Musk, $447 billion. Trump likes to cheat. He cheats at golf. We had Michael Cohen on, several months ago, and he said that Trump will want to start taking the oligarchs' money. Now, obviously, this is all conjecture, but we're dealing with a mentally unstable person with no ethics whatsoever. So that's the first part I want to talk about how does he handle his jealousy about the people who have real net worth. And then number two, the federal minimum wage still at $7.25. How does that all play out?
Well, to take the last point first, it's interesting to me that Donald Trump never even said a word about increasing the minimum wage. He's never promised his supporters that, so he can continue just to ignore the working class disparity with the rich because he doesn't give a shit about the working class or what minimum wage workers, the strife that they're facing. So I do think that there is going to be a clash because if we look at Donald Trump's relationships historically, none of them ever survive. They always turn into a pissing contest. And Donald Trump usually wins because he's a bully. And what he has that the billionaires don't is power. And for that power, what are they willing to do? Well, we saw Elon Musk, how much he contributed to Trump's campaign. His investment in Trump's campaign has doubled his net worth. So you might say it was a good business move. But when that relationship sours, what's going to happen? Is he going to take their wealth and say, well, Elon, the government made you rich with all the subsidies for the EV cars? Or is he just going to straight up banish him out of the kingdom? I don't know. I find it very interesting. But there is no question in my mind these relationships are going to turn sour.
Okay, but here's another curveball. Elon Musk has been having a phone relationship with Vladimir Putin.
Right.
It has been widely thought for a long time that Vladimir Putin has something on Trump. Enter Elon Musk into this whole thing. And it just seems to me like Trump, even though he has power, it seems to me like he's always on a leash. He's never able to stand up to Vladimir Putin, ever. He's never stood up to him. He's never been tough. I mean, he can be tough to the media. He puts all these psycho tweets out in the middle of the night, cap lock, going bananas. He has never been tough to our adversaries. He even said, Kim Jong-un and I have fallen in love. We write each other love letters. So I think it's just, there's something that the American public doesn't know. And Elon Musk's ascension to playing patty cake with Donald Trump 24/7, 365 since a few months prior to the election to now. And he goes to the Army Navy game. Mm-hmm. He goes to France to the Notre Dame. He does not leave his side. This is so weak. It is such a weak thing to witness. But here is the only politician I've really heard consistently speak about this. And of course, it is our guy, Bernie Sanders. And here's what he has to say about the oligarchs.
We are moving rapidly into an oligarchic form of society. Never before in American history have so few billionaires, so few people had so much wealth and so much power. Never before has there been so much concentration of ownership, sector after sector, power of Wall Street, and never before in American history, and we better talk about this, have the people on top had so much political power. We can't go around the world saying, oh, well, in Russia, Putin has an oligarchy. Well, we got an oligarchy here, too. And in this last election, in both parties, billionaires spent huge amounts of money to elect their candidates.
Okay, so there he is. He calls it out, and there's just no question. There's way too much power and wealth consolidated at the top. But listen to this guy.
President Trump's been very concerned about the carnage that's ongoing, and where is this all going?
Right.
We need to stop the fighting. Look, if that is some type of ceasefire as a first step, again, we'll take a hard look at what that means. But until January 20th, we are also in coordination with this current administration.
Okay, so no message was sent through Orban to Putin by Trump. That's what I understand you saying there?
Oh, I'm not going to get into specifics of back and forths.
Okay.
But one is talking. Of course, we're going to continue to talk. And the President Trump's made it clear he wants this war to stop.
So you have Bernie Sanders calling out the power, the concentration of wealth. And then you have this evidence that Trump is always having secret conversations with Putin and Orban, these dictators. And I just think it's wildly interesting that all roads since 2016 have always led to that final destination. So on the surface, it seems like, Elon Musk and Trump are going to get in this huge fight because historically, Trump cannot sustain relationships. But there is always this dark passenger with Trump, and it's Putin. Pumps, it feels like everyone has access to GLP-1s, but so many people have no idea how to access them. How did you access them?
I access my GLP-1s through 4Hers. They create a personalized medical treatment plan, and then they give you access to the medications that are right for you.
Listener, Hers is changing women's health care by providing you with access to affordable weight loss treatment. Their holistic program gives you access to personalized solutions like GLP-1 weekly injections that have the same active ingredients as Ozempic and Wegovy and oral medication kits. Plus, your personalized treatment ships for free directly to your door. So if you've been struggling with your weight loss journey, it's time for you to find the best option that works for you with Hers. Start your free online visit today at forhers.com/IHIP. That's FORHERS.com/IHIP for your personalized weight loss treatment options. forhers.com/IHIP. For Hers weight loss is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded. Pumps, you know I run a business, an interior design business, and oftentimes my cell phone becomes my work phone, and then I'm juggling clients in the evenings, on the weekend, and it drives me crazy, and that's where Open Phone has come in.
Open Phone has such a great opportunity to separate your business and personal calls. And immediately upon hanging up, you get an AI-generated transcript what was said on the call.
Listener, Open Phone is the #1 business phone system. They'll help you separate your personal life from your growing business. For just $15 a month, the cost of a few coffees, you get complete transparency and visibility into everything happening with your business phone number. Open Phone works through an app on your phone or computer that integrates with HubSpot and hundreds of other systems. Listener, right now, Open Phone is offering 20% off your first 6 months when you go to openphone.com/IHIP. That's OPENPHONE.com/IHIP for 20% off 6 months. Openphone.com/IHIP. And if you have existing numbers with another service, Open Phone will port them over at no extra charge.
I absolutely agree. There's no question. Appointing Tulsi Gabbard to be the director of national intelligence tells me that he wants Putin to know everything. During the campaign, we found out that he talked to Putin 7 or 8 times. I don't think he has to go through Viktor Orban, the authoritarian from Hungary. I'm sure he can pick up the phone like he has in the past, or Elon Musk picks up the phone like he has in the past with Putin. I think there is an open line of communication. My thing is Trump's ability to self-sabotage and blow up, and that his ego and his pride at some point will have a blow up with Elon Musk. And if he has to fall to whatever it is that Putin has on him, then that's what he's going to have to do. But I mean, we have to look at, it's an interesting comment you made. All roads lead back to Putin. Tucker Carlson, who was this big Fox News person, is now on Russian state TV all the time. He's repeating talking points from Putin. Like, Putin is here now. Remember all the podcasters that were on the payroll with Russia? I mean, for anybody to act like that Trump and MAGA and his leadership is not in bed with Putin is not paying attention, or they're completely detached from reality.
And I think it's been going on, a slow trickle of all of this Russian misinformation, disinformation, and infiltration of the American government. They started with all these prayer groups,
right,
these prayer breakfasts, that Bettina, I can't remember what her name is, because they know that all the Bible thumpers are total useful idiots to get access to power. Here's one more thing I want to talk about before we close. So with the oligarchs coming in and kissing the ring, and Trump thinking they're the cool kids with the cool toys that he wants to hang out with. And then you see the existing MAGA flea bags, like Steve Bannon having a meltdown on the Bannon War Room. And then where are all, remember the evangelical preachers after he won the first time that were all hovered around him and they all had their hands on him and they were all basically speaking in tongues, holding rattlesnakes around him at Trump Tower? I haven't seen any of those people. So I wonder where they go. Do the oligarchs say, yes, we should use all these Bible thumpers because they can help us control the masses? Or because we know Trump's not religious. Elon Musk, you think Elon Musk and Zuckerberg and all those people are big Bible thumpers that go to a mega church? No. So I wonder where that falls in with all of this, with all of his new BFFs.
Well, I did read an article, and I don't know the veracity of it, but that the religious leaders who were so rah-rah Trump have been trying to get a hold of Trump and have been stonewalled. And so the access that they thought they were going to get, they have not gotten. However, look at Project 2025. They are starting to implement those people and those policies in the administration.
A few, not as many.
Well, but they're coming with the, now they want to get rid of the National Weather Service and all the other things they're doing. That's all Project 2025.
Right, but I'm talking about the religious component. A lot of Project 2025 is to get rid of, basically destroy the federal government. I'm talking about the religious nuts, the total religious nuts that went all chips in, that campaigned behind the pulpit for him. All of these psycho religious nuts you haven't seen surrounding him.
No, and to the point I made, if they're not getting access, he's not going to go back. He doesn't need them anymore. He doesn't have another presidency. He doesn't give a fuck about who the next president is as long as he gets what he wants. So I think that they're probably going to find that they're more in the dark than they thought they were. And frankly, it's delicious and I can't wait to watch it.
Agree. Okay, we'll see you guys later.
It's so